So I don't know how to start this. I just want to send a message, I guess, out to everybody. I'm not really good at giving a testimony, I guess. I'm trying to think about how to give it the last few days, and I posted a video there on Facebook not too long ago. It was a little quick one, I guess. It all started out years ago, I guess, with my depression and anxiety. I didn't know what I had for years, I guess. But I remember where it started, my anxiety. Me and my dad were going to the cabin one day, and I was ahead of him on Skidoo. And anyways, I was quite a far ways ahead of him. So I stopped. I couldn't hear his Skidoo anywhere, so I started panicking. Very, very scared. I didn't know what happened to him, right? So I started walking back the trail, and he shows up. He thought I was having an asthma attack, or I told him I was having an asthma attack at the time because I had slight asthma. But that's when I can really think back about when my anxiety first started, that I knew I had anxiety anyways. That's that part of it all, how that came apart with the anxiety and depression. Depression came through, I'm not really sure what caused my depression. A lot of things, I guess. It's a disease, the same as cancer and all those other terrible things, right? That's what they say. About 12, 13 years old, I smoked marijuana for the first time. Started drinking. Came from a small, isolated community, Postal Labrador. It's, it's not like everywhere else where you can just jump on in your car and drive and go wherever you want. You have to have quite a bit of money if you got a big family to take them out of the North Coast communities, You got to be pretty well off. I was fortunate enough that I was able to leave a few times as a child with my family. But as I got older, I guess I started drinking like everyone else does, partying, you name it. Went to college in Gander, Newfoundland when I was 18, I guess. Started partying a bit, getting into a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been getting into, lying to people, A lot of stuff happened that led up to that. A lot of stuff that kind of ruined me in a way for a while. Ruined my side of the train, ruined what people thought of me. I started lying. I quit school. My dad was pretty upset that I quit school. My parents came through rough spot. I'm moving back to Labrador. Goose Bay, my sister and her man at the time let me stay with them. And pretty much detoxed in their house at the time, if I can remember that correctly. My niece Callie was just born at the time when I moved back. There was a lot of dark times for me, for sure. A lot of dark times. I was admitted to the Waterford Hospital. Well, I admitted myself. I was suicidal. Seemed like everything I done was going downhill. I got a DUI. I had plans to go to Badger, do my heavy equipment. I ended up getting a DUI in Goose Bay, Labrador. So I crashed down my hopes then, trying to bounce back from everything. Eventually after that, I ended up getting accepted out there to Central Training Academy then. And I went back and I got my heavy equipment licenses after that, and then I got a job up as a JRTP position in Voisey's Bay in the mine. That's where I currently work now. Then I ended up, when I got to work up there, I ended up moving to Newfoundland, back to Gander. And it was all going good pretty at the beginning, I guess. That's why everyone seemed to look like everything was going pretty good. 17 years plus battling with drugs and addictions and drinking. Battling lies, telling my family lies. I know there's a lot of people out there who's non-believers in faith. I went to rehab, I went to rehab too at one point. I don't know how old I was then, 26, I'm 32 now. But I can guarantee you, for anyone out there who says there is no such thing as Jesus Christ our Savior or God, I never thought God would be the one to drag me out of the situation I am today. But He did. He did. He shined the light right in my face. And I can tell you the truth now, I'm not 100% free from sin. I ask God every day to keep forgiving me. Take it away, take it all away. I'm not perfect, no one's perfect. God died on the cross for our sins that we would commit on earth today. All you have to do is believe. Believe in Him and know He's there watching and taking care of you. Some days it might seem hard. He's always working miracles every day. I just to get on with my story again, I guess. My testimony there. I've been put myself in some pretty bad situations the last couple of years. Lying to all my family and friends. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, as they would say. Tell him the money was for something that it wasn't for. Till it came to the point that I was losing myself. Things were getting dark. Pretty dark. Getting behind on car payments, insurance payments. Rent. Well, not so much rent one, though, kind of. It was getting there. No food. Go days without eating just because I spent all my money on drugs. And I hope you're all listening to this, the people who really need to hear it, because I know I walked in your shoes. I walked in them. So you can't say I didn't, because I did, because I'm telling you I did, and people know I did. But if the Lord can find me and to show me the way, and He's done it to multiple people. People who never thought that they would ever come out as what situations they were in. But He found them. He brought hope into them. Showed them that He is there. Because I can guarantee you, if He wasn't there, I wouldn't be here. I'm not trying to preach or make you all believe, like, you know what I mean? Like, throw the gospel at you, or not. But there is a God. When I decided to go back to church, I had nowhere to turn. At the end of it there not long ago. Nowhere to turn. Which is pretty scary when you burned all your family and friends. Your true friends who love and care for you. So I hope you don't mind Mike Francis, but I wrote Mike up. He goes to the church here in Gander. And I told Mike I needs the Lord. I think that's what I said. I needs to go to church, or I needs the Lord, I need your help, or somewhere along those lines. And these days, due to COVID there, you got to register now with the church, because the only limited amount of seats. So Mike writes me. He said, Shane, there's one seat left for the 11:30 service. One seat that morning, he said. One seat left for the service he's going to, and his wife and children. And he said, you want to go? I said, I don't know why. You know? I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what to expect, you know? Like, I didn't think I was worthy enough to walk through those doors. To be honest, I was going to burst in flames. But the moment I walked through those doors, the presence I felt over me was unbelievable. It felt like everything was already washed off me. All the things I've done in my life, all the lies I told, and all the pain I caused. All the pain I caused myself, my parents, my friends, my brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, cousins, all of you. Yep, there was one seat left. He wrote me again after dinner. He said, Shane, that seat is still there. You taking it? I said, oh, Mike, I'll take it. I said, I'll go. He said, you're signed up. He signed me up. I wakes up the next day. I couldn't sleep because I was up all night thinking about church, right? And, geez, I don't know what time I woke up that Sunday morning. It wasn't 3 a.m. I was up then until the service started at 11:30. Mike picked me up because I was nervous to go alone. And he wrote me before he come pick me up. He said, you still going? And I had second thoughts. I wasn't going to go. And so I said, yes, I'm going. So, you know, he said, you don't need to wear, you don't even have to dress up by. You don't need to, you know, jeans, t-shirt, or whatever he said. I said, well, bye. I had to put on at least something decent, bye. So he goes over to church, picks me up, goes in, you know, sits right up front. Mike's next to me praising the Lord. And how bad I wanted to join. I could feel it was so powerful, you know. But the day I walked in them church doors again, I feel like I was a new person. And about a week after, I suppose, a friend of Mike's there came to my house there. I needed some help. I pretty much lost everything. I was selling stuff because I had myself that far in the hole. Sorry. I had myself that far behind money. I'm still not out of it yet, but I'm working on it. He brought me a bed. I was sleeping on a air mattress. That ended up getting a hole in it on top of it all. And his buddy dropped off a bed to me there, and he asked me did I want to take... I told him I wasn't really ready to ask the Lord back in my life because I still felt like I owed him so much. Owed God so much, you know. So I said, yep, there's no time because if I die tomorrow, I won't be going to heaven. Because I never confessed everything to God. I never, you know, I had to get God back in my life. So I gave myself to God. It's the best thing I ever done. Best thing I ever done, the best choice I ever made, because if I never gave myself to the God, if I never went to church and I never reached out to Mike Francis, I don't know if I would have survived another month. I don't know. Sad to say it, but drugs and drinking took control of me that much, turned me into a monster. And that's what Satan does. He turns you against everything. Anything, any good, anything that can benefit you, you know. Everything might seem good at the time you're doing it. But I guess this is pretty much the end of my testimony here, I guess. But there's so much, you know. There's so much that God knows that what He helped me with and helped me overcome now. I just like to say thanks to God and thanks to Mike Francis and thanks to the church. I feel very, very happy when I go to church on Sundays. Best happiness I ever had. Out of any drug, church is way better high than any drug out on this earth. I can guarantee it. Because when I walk out and leave that church that day, man, doesn't it feel good. That's not a word of a lie. I wait to go back every Sunday. Yeah. Well, I had to share a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure I could write a book on it all. You know, a testimony. I think I could write a book, and I'd say Francis could too. But I'd like to say goodnight all, and God bless. And know that He's always there for you if you need Him. And I'm always here too if anyone needs to talk. I'm always here. Whatever it is, your downs and ups and downs, your lows and highs. I don't judge anyone. Because we're all fighting our own battles, okay? Trust me. It's best to reach out and talk if you need to talk. And I always pray. God answers prayers. I hope you all have a good night. God bless.